You're in Braves country.
So don't try and be like me. You can't drink like me. You can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes?
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the buffalo. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in fine. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, There are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive, left field. One run is in. Here comes Green. He's the front of the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to Forrest. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose white stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Well, the season's finally here, and the players...
Hey, football fans, you ready for the gridiron? Thursday and Friday mornings, the Armchair Quarterback Show returns, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be talking college and NFL football, the point spreads, fantasy football advice, and more. Want to catch it live? Become a Country Club member today here on Braves Country Radio. We'll make the replay available to the public later on that day, as we're being broadcasted nationwide on independent radio stations. As a member catching it live, you can ask your questions. We'll answer all. Point spread advice, player props, your fantasy football questions. It's the Armchair Quarterback Show, Thursday and Friday mornings this fall here on Braves Country Radio.
The armchair quarterback, he's full of beer and he's full of snacks. The all-American man. With a cool one in his head.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
You're in Braves country.
All right, we're up and at 'em. Good to see you, Jameson and Freedom and PETA. And Justin, apologize for the misstep that just occurred, but that's all right. Only took me a couple of seconds to realize. All right, we're on the wrong studio. Good morning to you out there in Radio Land. You can also catch us on Braves Country Radio. If you're a member, you can catch it live. You can also go to Armchair QB Radio. We have it simulcasting over there, so the different radio stations can grab it. I believe WQVZ is in here today, so good morning to you. The others, I don't get the emails till much later, so good morning to you. I just don't know where you're at. And we are coming to you live just past the 10 o'clock hour on Friday, and just got done with the football show. We do the college football show on Friday morning. We do the NFL one on Thursday morning. So we got all our picks in, and now we can focus on the baseball weekend. And tonight, so if you're there was a question just as we were leaving the studio on the football end of it this morning, who is pitching today. Today it is Chris Sale Day. And Chris Sale, this is actually a very good weekend if you're looking at the pitching matchups for the Braves, and Seattle has very good pitching in their own right. So this should be a pitcher's duel throughout the entire weekend. But it's Chris Sale today, 7:15 first pitch. Waldrop pitches tomorrow, 7:15 first pitch. And then you're going to have to remember this, because I'll do some reminders over the weekend, but this is a weird start time on Sunday. We are the Roku game of the week, so the game is actually going to come on at noon on Sunday. Not your typical 1:30, 1:35, so noon. So for you football fans, that works out well, because the game ought to be over with about halftime of the first slate. Elder. What are you asking about Elder, PETA? He just pitched. You don't know how this works anymore already? I mean, come on. Get it together. He just pitched. Elder pitched on Wednesday night. Of course he's not pitching this weekend. You need a minimum of 4 days. It's Sale, it's Waldrop, and Strider. So these are actually 3 guys who are going to be in the rotation next year. So it gives you a good idea of what to expect. You won't see Elder, thankfully, until next week. He'll be going up against the Cubs for a second time. That could get sketchy. He pitched well in Chicago, but he's going to go up against Chicago a second time next week, and 2 times in 1 week for any pitcher is tough in Major League Baseball. I would kind of like to see them punt it and let him pitch next. Who do we have next weekend in Detroit? No, that's the following weekend. We're at home against Houston. I would kind of like to see give him an extra day or 2 of rest and let him pitch in the Houston series and let someone else have at the Cubs, because and Wentz is going to be going through the same thing. But when you see the same team twice, I don't know why they do that in Major League Baseball. I've seen it a lot this year, not just with the Braves but other teams. Why in God's name would you have a team play the other team twice in a calendar week? Because you know that means that those pitchers are going to face each other again. So the second time through, it's going to be brutal for the starting pitcher. you're basically going to have to go in on, that's right, Jameson, Strider has it on Sunday. It's once again Sale, Waldrop, Strider. 3 guys that'll be in the rotation assuming health next year. You got to look at next year's rotation. You won't have Winch, you won't have Elder unless there's an injury or something like that. But what you're typically going to get next year are the 3 guys that are going to pitch this weekend. And then you'll also have, of course, Schwellenbach coming back. You'll have Ronaldo Lopez coming back. But we all know 5 pitchers doesn't get you through a major league season, so you're going to have backup plans. And I would think unless it involves a big-time trade where they can shore up something like the DH spot or something, you're probably going to get Elder back in some fashion next year. He'd be one of the first or second guys out of the minors to help fill a spot when there's an injury or they just want to give guys a day off. Now, I will say this, it gets more and more critical for the Braves to think about moving Elder because he's running out of options. So with that being said, he may get moved in the offseason. But as of right now, he would be in their tentative plans. It's kind of like what happened with some of the other guys we've seen over the last few years, guys like Ian Anderson and whatnot, where they may have wanted to give them extended looks, but you just don't have the ability because you're talking about if you send him down to the minors on an option and he's out of options, he goes out there on the waiver wire. So, the heck with Elder. Why in the world are we talking about him? We're here on the weekend. He's not pitching until Wednesday or Thursday next week. The Braves are going to host the Mariners, and the Mariners looking at, and we'll do this game by game, but you obviously get Chris Sale tonight versus Logan Gilbert. That is a nasty matchup. Now, Gilbert has had some hiccups along the way, but he's one of the most talented right-handers in all of baseball. 6'6", 215-pounder out of Winter Park, Florida. 28 years old, and if you don't follow American League Baseball, you probably don't know this, but he is a strikeout machine. And he had a bad outing in Philadelphia 3 starts ago, but all in all, he's been pretty good the last month. He had an injury issue that he came back from in the second part of the year, but you look at what he's done last time out, 6 innings, 3 earned, 6 punchies. The time before that, 6 innings, 13 strikeouts. He stumbled in Philadelphia, but before that, at Baltimore, I know they don't have a great team this year, but they got a very good offense. 6 1/3, 6 strikeouts. White Sox, 5 innings, 6 strikeouts. So the theme of this with him is going to be the fact that, by the way, right now he's got 144 strikeouts on the year, and that is through, is that 103 innings pitched? That's a high rate for a Major League Baseball pitcher. A lot of swing and miss, a lot of whiffs. It's not saying we can't get to him and score some runs, but expect a lot of strikeouts tonight. Just expect it. He is, it's 103 innings right now at 144 strikeouts and only 26 walks. That's the big caveat there. Most guys that have that big of a strikeout rate walk the hell out of people. Even Jameson laughed at PETA. AJ Smith-Shawver. You know he had surgery on his arm, right? He's gone for like 2 years? All right. Grant Holmes is an option next year. We'll see how that Kooky Duke's decision goes. He decided not to get the immediate surgery. I don't think it realistically matters because if he ends up having to decide on Tommy John, he's going to miss 2026 anyways. He's just punting it to see if he can rehab it and somehow, some way, pitch next year. And if not, he'll end up being we'll see you with AJ Smith-Shawver in 2027. Logan Gilbert versus Sale tonight should be a heck of a pitching matchup. A lot of strikeouts and very few walks. I expect a low-scoring game. I haven't seen the over/under yet. I'm assuming it's probably like 6.5. It normally is with two aces like this on the mound. And I'll go ahead and give you a prediction tonight. I think you're going to get an extremely low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a pretty fast-moving game. And we'll take the Braves to win it. I mean, I'm going to call it how I see it. Give me the Braves to win it 3-1, like that low scoring of a game. If there's anything you're planning on doing on Friday night, you can probably get to whatever party you're getting to, because I think we're going to get through this game in about 2.5 hours. Saturday's matchup. Now, Saturday's matchup is becoming one of my favorite days in Braves country. Hurston Waldrop, love watching that kid pitch, and I am looking forward. Don't get me wrong, I'm looking forward to the Chris Sale one tonight, because I haven't called a Chris Sale game in a minute, because when he came back last Saturday, it was the one game that we had missed in months. But Saturday night, it's Bryce Miller versus Hurston Waldrop. We have a very good chance of getting to Bryce Miller. He's a kid that's got good stuff, but he's been up and down this year. He's battled some injuries. So you're going to see some electric stuff coming out of his hand, but he's got an ERA north of 5. It's actually just below 6. So think of a harder throwing version of Bryce Elder, where there's times where he goes out and he looks good, and then there's other times you're going, how is this guy in the major leagues? It's going to be that kind of thing. So hopefully we get the bad version of Bryce Miller and not the good version. Hurston Waldrop has been phenomenal. He got the NL Pitcher of the Month, 4-0, a 101 ERA, a 101 whip, 35 innings, 33 strikeouts. He has walked a few more than you would like at 11, but he's a rookie, and you're going to go through those growing pains. He's given up just the one home run. I like that game a lot. I think the Braves have a very good opportunity to win that one. So if you look at tonight as a true toss-up because of the two stud pitchers going at each other, and then you look at tomorrow as a game we should win, then let's look at Sunday, because that turns into you got to be going for a sweep, or you might be fighting to win the series. It's Castillo versus Strider. And if you look at it from the bare minimum, you're going to say they have an advantage. His ERA is 3.94. His whip is lower than Strider's. His is 1.29. Strider's is 1.39. Strider's ERA is now below 5 at 4.97. Castillo's given them 155 innings and 138 strikeouts. He's not quite the strikeout pitcher he used to be, but he's still a formidable starter. On an early game in Atlanta, a day game, that early, the Braves usually are not awake in the first part of the game. Let's just be honest. They don't come in fired up. I don't know if they're not giving them coffee, whatever the hell the deal is, but they're usually got their heads up their rear until about the 4th to 5th inning. So I think that's going to be a fairly low-scoring game. I think the Braves will put some runs up on the board on Saturday. But I think that's going to be a pretty low-scoring game, and then maybe you get a little bit of spark towards the end of the game. But we do have the advantage, though it's slight, on Sunday, because Strider has looked much better his last couple of times out. And if we get that Strider, now he's not getting the strikeouts, and that's a concern, but I still think this is all going to clear up by 2026. I think he's going to get in fact, I know it. He's going to get the fall, the winter to rest up. He won't be on any kind of throwing program. Nobody is in the off season. It's going to build up his arm. He'll go back into the spring next year, probably starting around January. He'll start doing some soft tosses, and you're going to see an electric version of Strider by next spring. I fully believe it. If I didn't, I wouldn't be planning on keeping him in my dynasty league. I fully believe that he's going to be back, but he has not been striking out guys recently. And you're going to see and realize, Freedom, I know why you're asking this. Everybody, too many people worry about the velo and not worry about the control. It's the control that's been getting him. His velocity is still 96, 97 miles an hour. That's not nothing. For people who never stood in a box and taken pitches, go to your local batting cage and dial it up to 96 miles an hour. That is coming at it. That's top tier velocity. But I think you're probably going to see closer to 98 next year, maybe even 99. It's not his velocity that's been hurting him. It's been his control. And the reason why the strikeouts haven't been there is because he's falling behind in counts. So he's still bringing it at 96, 97 miles an hour. That's enough to strike a guy out. But when you're not getting ahead in the counts, that slider and that curve, it's hard to throw that When you're down 3-2, when you're down 2-1 in the count, 3-1, you have to come in with the fastball that still has pretty good movement, but now they're sitting on it, and you're more likely to not get the strikeout. You're going to get a ground out, a pop out. Sometimes it's runs on the board. But you look at what he's done recently. Everybody is so concerned about that velo. It's not the concern. It's what most pitchers are. It's just like, what's the guy's name in Miami? Alcantara. Alcantara. His velo is a little down, but it's not. That's not what's killing him. What's killing him is location and command and not getting open, not getting ahead early in the counts. Because if you remember, good Strider, I'm talking about before the injury, he was always up 0-1, 0-2, and then you're sitting there fighting for your life because there's a fastball coming in mid to high 90s. What Strider's eventually going to learn how to do because of this injury. So look at the glass half full for me for a second. Because he has struggled with command this year and his velocity's down just a tick, when it comes back to full next year, he's going to have the experience of still how to get guys out when he doesn't have his best stuff. So in those outings, when he goes out there next year, we'll say like in the middle of May or June, and he just doesn't have the command, he'll still remember how to get guys out. Whereas his entire career, he's always just been able to punch you out because he's been accurate, he's been getting ahead, and then he's up 0-2, and you're sitting there hoping that you don't get K'd in the at-bat. You look at what he's done the last few outings. Now, the outing against the Cubs, 3 earned, 5 innings. He gave up the home run, but the walks are a concern. 3 walks to 1 strikeout. So let's focus on that. The outing before, though good numbers in the 30,000-foot view of 7 innings and 1 run, 3 hits. But once again, 2 walks versus 3 strikeouts. That's a terrible ratio. The one before that, 1 walk to 2 strikeouts, terrible ratio. 2 walks to 2 strikeouts, terrible ratio. The last time he had very good strikeouts to walks was way back on August 6th. But if you remember in that game, he gave up a ton of hits because he was over the plate too much. So when you're giving up 11, 8, 10 hits out there time after time again, that's the concern with Strider. He shows flashes, but it's usually against the weaker offenses like Miami a couple outings ago. Seattle's one of your weaker offenses. Now, they made some moves at the deadline to make them a little more deep as far as that lineup, but I still think that he can eat on Seattle. And if you think we're going to struggle at noon Eastern on Sunday, think about what they're going to do. They're coming from Seattle. That's 9 a.m. local time. They're out there playing a baseball game, and they're going to be ready to head home. So I do think the Braves are going to get this series, even though Seattle is fighting for their playoff life. I think this is a series we're going to be able to get. And then we're going to be up against it the following series when it's Wentz and it's Elder seeing Chicago two times in 1 week. And then we would assume Sale would get the ball the last game of that series, but the way it looks like they're waiting to throw Sale about once a week, so they may wait till next weekend to pitch Sale, and that could be a very good possibility. They could end up getting. By the way, there were some moves made. I should have led off with this. That's my fault. The Atlanta Braves made some moves during the off day yesterday, so let me pull it up because I'm going to forget one of the details if I don't pull it up here. Okay. The Braves reinstated Jurickson Profar, so he is back. They recalled Daysbull Hernandez to the bullpen. We'll see what he's got. He has struggled. They designated Luke Williams for assignment. We'll see. He normally ends up coming back to Atlanta, but we'll see what happens. That really is a hard hit to our bullpen. I mean, come on. The guy goes out there and gives you some innings sometimes in these blowouts that really saves your bullpen. I'm a little surprised they DFA'd him, but anyhow, we finally released Cal Quantrill. And they also Wander Suero was claimed off of waivers from the Mets. Bye-bye. Don't want to see you again. Bye-bye. So we get rid of Suero. We get rid of Quantrill, I'm a little surprised the Mets are out there picking up Suero, but they might be grabbing him for the typical, if it's a blowout, we'll put him in type game. But Cal Quantrill, she gone. We skipped him in the rotation. We knew that was coming on Wednesday. I mentioned it during the broadcast, but because they skipped Quantrill in the rotation, you knew he was gone. They were keeping him literally for we need him, we will end up putting him in, but he's gone. So Quantrill's gone. Luke Williams may come back to us. We brought in Profar, and we bring back Hernandez. And Suero was claimed off of waivers. Those are the big nuggets. And other than that, I think we're pretty much caught up here. Oh, by the way, Raisel Iglesias did win Reliever of the Month. So you got to love the fact that he's now all of a sudden hitting on all cylinders as he's about to hit free agency. So the chances of the Braves signing him become slimmer and slimmer. But you never know. He may give it a hometown discount. It is interesting. The Dodgers have released a couple of guys that the Braves could end up going in on. We'll see what happens. I'll probably talk about that more tonight. But I noticed a couple of moves, and we'll see if they bounce back. The Braves could give an outside chance to one of these guys. I mean, you might as well, as opposed to bringing some of the Cal Quantrills of the world around. But other than that, I thought it was a great debut for Harris and Munoz, who came up from the minor leagues, from our bullpen. The future is bright in our pitching. It really is. And I don't think you can rely on them next year. They need to be a couple of guys that you're still developing down on the farm, but are probably able to come give you some valuable innings by, we'll say, June. Because remember, contract manipulation. They don't want these guys to necessarily be on the opening day roster, because you can delay their free agency by a season, sometimes even two, if you wait a little later. But it is good to know that you're going to have that depth down there in that pen. Hayden Harris looked really good. I thought Munoz looked really good as well. And so we'll continue to see these kinds of moves all throughout. We'll probably see some today. They don't have to announce the roster moves till later on today. And with the expanded rosters, you can shuffle guys in and out, up and down, and not have to worry about it. So all in all, I thought that was – I know we would have liked to have won the series against the Cubs, but Elder pitched well. He's got to do it more often. That's his problem. He can't just have these games where he looks good, and a lot of it has to do with the elements. He's got to go out there and show that on a regular basis. Hell, if nothing else, he's got to drive up his trade stock for us. Because if they decide to make a move in the offseason, Elder's a guy that some of these teams may want to take a chance on, fourth or fifth pitcher in their starting rotation, and we get something back for him. But they're not going to do that if his ERA continues to sail north of 5, or even it could be a situation where he comes back next year and he's a part of a trade package at the deadline. You always want your guys to pitch well and hit well, because they are assets that can be moved, whether or not they're going to stick with you long-term or not. Bryce Elder is not the pitcher in a starting rotation on a World Series title team, but he could be a guy who's a fourth or fifth innings eater for teams who are trying to back their way into the playoffs. And so what Elder is short-term for us is, if he's with us next year, he's there to eat innings from time to time, but you don't want him in your starting rotation, because he's a hole in the rotation. But he does show signs where you're like, man, why could he not duplicate this more? It's because he does not have elite velocity. And if he does not have the control in that sinker and that slider on the outside part of the plate, going back and forth, he's an east and west guy. He's not a north-south guy. If he doesn't have the control east and west, he falls behind, and then he's got to go to his fastball, and his fastball is only topping out around 93, 94, and it's getting clobbered. He's a sinker-slider guy, but he could be an asset, and that's not nothing. All right, we'll go ahead and get out of here. Any news on Riley? Yeah, he's done for the season. You got to quit smoking. Quit eating them edibles. It's only 10:30, Peter. We'll see you next time. Riley gone. Riley, he's been gone. We talked about that last time. Riley's gone. A.J. Smith-Shawver's gone. Who else? Freddie Freeman's a Dodger, in case you missed it. Dansby Swanson's playing for the Cubs. Love you all. We'll see you tonight.
to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off for the Seattle Mariners, it's Randy Arozarena. Left fielder with 26 home runs, 66 RBI, 25 stolen bases, batting .240. Cal Raleigh, batting second behind home plate. Big Dumper has 51 home runs, 109 RBI, 14 stolen bases, batting .242. He should be your American League MVP outside New York bias. Batting third and in center field, it's Julio Rodriguez. 28 home runs, 82 RBI, 24 stolen bases, batting .264. Batting cleanup, playing third, Eugenio Suarez. 42 home runs, 105 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .236. Josh Naylor, batting fifth, playing first. 16 home runs, 73 RBI, 23 stolen bases, batting .280. Mitch Garver's the designated hitter with a .210 average, 8 home runs, 27 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Jorge Polanco, batting seventh, playing second. 23 home runs, 63 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .254. Batting eighth and in right field, it's Dominic Canzone. 7 home runs, 20 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .282. Batting ninth, the shortstop, Leo Rivas. .295 average with 1 home run, 6 RBI, 4 stolen bases. On the mound for the Seattle Mariners, it's Logan Gilbert. He's 4-6 with a .373 ERA, 102 whip, 103 innings, 80 hits allowed, 144 strikeouts, 26 walks, 16 home runs given up. He'll be going head-to-head with Chris Sale. The conductor is 5-4 with a .245 ERA and a 113 whip. 95 innings, 81 hits, 123 strikeouts, 27 walks, 8 home runs given up. Wow! The conductor is ready to roll. Backing up Chris Sale in the bottom of the first inning, batting leadoff and playing left field, he's back. It's Jurickson Profar. 12 home runs, 37 RBI, 8 stolen bases, batting .258. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. 21 home runs, 77 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .268. Batting third, playing second, Ozzie Albies. 15 home runs, 63 RBI, 12 stolen bases, batting .240. And Drake Baldwin is behind home plate and batting cleanup. 15 home runs, 62 RBI, a .280 average. Ha-Sung Kim is at short and batting fifth. He's got 3 home runs, 8 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .228. Batting sixth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. 17 home runs, 77 RBI, 15 stolen bases, bang 249. The designated hitter, batting 7th, Marcell Ozuna. 20 home runs, 62 RBI, a 228 average. And Jake Fraley is batting 8th and in right field. 6 home runs, 23 RBI, 4 stolen bases, bang 243. Batting 9th, and at the hot corner, it's Nacho Alvarez. 9 RBI, a 240 average. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's Dan Merzel. Your first base umpire, Stu Sherwater. Second base will be manned by Derek Thomas, and down the third base line, it's Jordan Baker. Game time temperatures here, Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. First pitch, 7:15 on a Friday night in September. It's expected to be about 85 degrees. The humidity at about 56, which means it'll be a little uncomfortable for them boys from the West Coast. The wind's blowing in just slightly at about 5 miles an hour from right into left center, so not much of a factor at all. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 123 on the money line. The over-under, 7.5. Our pick to click tonight, not great numbers from anybody. And the most dumbfounding thing about this, when I saw Kim's name up all the way to the 5 spot in front of Harrison with the right-hander on the mound, I was assuming he just had really good numbers against Castillo. He's 0 for 10. The hell is he doing up there that high? All right. Jake Fraley's 2 for 5. I mean, he's the only one other than Olsen who's hitting over 200 against him. Profar 0 for 9. Albie's 0 for 1. Baldwin's never seen him. Kim 0 for 10. Harris 0 for 2. Ozuna 0 for 2. Nacho's never seen him. Give me Jake Fraley. I hate that he's batting that low in the lineup, but at least he's got good numbers. Olsen does have a home run against Gilbert, and that's not nothing. But all in all, I'm expecting this to be a rock fight. Give me your Atlanta Braves to win this one 3-1. American Rebel Beer keys to the game tonight. You'll notice Ronald Acuna Jr. is not in the lineup tonight. They're calling it a night off. You just tend to wonder what's really going on because it's a really odd time to give someone a night off after a day off of rest. Now, maybe they just don't like the matchup versus Gilbert. I just have my doubts. I have my doubts that that's what it is. We'll see as it comes out in the wash. You would think if you were going to give someone a night off, it would be from the right side of the plate, Ozuna, and have Acuna DH. This is an odd one. We'll see how it unfolds. I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but you start wondering what's really going on inside that clubhouse. Against Logan Gilbert, runs are going to be at a premium, but this should be a double-edged sword because Chris Sale should be Chris Sale tonight as well. We should get a low-scoring ball game. It's probably going to come down to who puts the best at-bats together that third time through the lineup versus the starters. There's also a key that we don't talk about much, but Chris Sale from time to time struggles at the very beginning of ball games, and he usually navigates his way out of it. But if you don't navigate your way out of it and you let them put a crooked number up in the first inning, it could be a long uphill climb trying to get runs on the board against Logan Gilbert, who has phenomenal strikeout numbers. The guy's, 103 innings, and he struck out 144. That is elite starting pitcher strikeout rate. Conversely, if we can jump out early on Gilbert, maybe he has an off night. It could be Goodnight Irene with Chris Sale and a rested back of the bullpen. The race to 3 or 4 runs could be the team that pulls it off tonight. I'll remind you several times the next couple of days, but Sunday, we know it's the beginning of the NFL season, and a lot of y'all are excited. But if you want to check out the Braves game, it is an early first pitch. It is a 12:05 Eastern first pitch. So you'll get the first 3 to 4 innings of Strider versus Castillo right here before the NFL ever kicks off. So remember, if you're tuning into the game, whether you're just going to tune in to the beginning or you're going to mute your NFL and listen to the ball game, it's not a normal starting time for the Atlanta Braves on a Sunday. It's not 1:30, not 1:35, not 1:40. It's 12:05. We're going to come on the air 11:30 a.m., and hopefully everybody will remember it because I know there's going to be people going, man, what the hell? This snuck up on me. I've had it highlighted on my calendar for weeks, and I still almost forgot about it this week. I hadn't even put it together, the starting pitch time being so early on the first day of the NFL season. In a couple of weeks, we've got a Saturday day game as well against Detroit. That's a weird one. That's on September 20th. I believe it's a 1 o'clock ball game in Detroit. Not 100% sure why they're doing that, but I do believe that I see Detroit play a lot of Saturday games during the day, so it may not be anything out of the ordinary for them. And it's interesting. We don't think of that being an option down here in the Southeast because it's so hot during the summer. Who wants to sit out there at 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon? But up north in Michigan, that's shirt sleeve weather. That's nice. It's going to be really nice, or should be, assuming no rain for that day. I mean, you're probably talking about temperatures in the 50s or 60s at first pitch. That's a couple of weeks from now. The main thing is Sunday, 12:05 first pitch, Braves Mariners. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Oh, baby! Friday night! How the hell is everybody? You haven't already jumped into the chat for roll call? Good to see you, Southern guy, member for 4 months. Good. Congratulations. If we go 18 and 4, yeah, that's kind of back when we're back in the day when everyone was saying, well, if we go this and that and that and this, even though we had done absolutely nothing to warrant that kind of speculation. At this point, I realistically don't care about the overall record. I just want to see the young guys like Waldrop. I was sitting there staring at the letter. Waldrop and some of the other guys. I want to see them pitch well. I want to see some wins. I want to see some exciting baseball, but I'm not worried about the record when it's all said and done. It's fun to win, but I'm not going to worry about it. 522 Freedom, good to see you. Uncle Charlie Fritz in the Country Club, good to see you. Along with 22. Prosser's here, HHO's here, Tally's here. I know we got Royal, PETA, and John Country Club members. Taku, good to see you. Thank you for supporting the channel and the five memberships that you put in. Gave us a $5 tonight. Who else do we have in here tonight? Love Offers, Country Club member. Gary the Real McCoy. He's in the club. Oswaldo's in the club. All Country Club members. Who else do we have here? Friday nights. I know folks will be. I already got Southern, got Tree Nug, James Fisher, the Fisher King. Who else do we have in here tonight? This should be a fun game. I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to the. Is Mark Ricky Ricardo in here? Why didn't you show up for the draft, you bum? Narrow White, good to see you. Kumar's in here. My man Nathaniel Brooks. Bubba Hightower, good to see you. See if we lost anybody else here on the way. We'll jump into break here to see in a second. If we haven't said hi, jump in. Or if you haven't said hi, jump in. Or if we maybe miss you. Iron Lung, good to see you. Way back when you were chatting along with Braden Quinn. They're in the club. I don't see Straight Shooter. I don't see... Who else is missing tonight? B.A. Brock, is he in here tonight? All right, we'll be back in just a second because we gotta hit the break. If we missed you, we still got a few minutes. We can come back on the other side. Good to see you. I think I already got Kumar, but we got Ryan Nielsen in here. Kumar says he lives in Seattle. There's more. Wasn't there a movie about Kumar going to White Castle, something like that? Now I really want a White Castle burger. Jason up at Adams. We'll be back in a flash, y'all. Am I misremembering that? Was that called something else? Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder. Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
You're in Braves country.
Well, nothing else we can play spoiler. We got 22 more of these. I think someone had actually kind of put that in the chat already about if we go 18-4. We got 22 more of these. I know college football takes center stage on Saturday and NFL on Sunday, but baseball is our first love. So we'll give you overviews from time to time. Good to see you, Daryl. And I think while we were at break, what you talking about? Willis jumped in, and there was somebody else. Jen and Sean. I think we already said hi to Uncle Charlie, or at least I thought I did. Oh, that reminds me of things that I think I've said. This is mainly coming from all the radio stations, but just want to make sure everybody's aware, and I get it, they don't get every single broadcast, so there's always something that's lost in translation. But Uncle Charlie, trying to keep a straight face while you're putting naughty words in there. The postseason, MLB October postseason, we're going to be doing a ton of games. So even though the Braves aren't going to be in it, we are going to be doing MLB postseason. We'll be changing around some of the emojis from game to game to represent the teams that we'll be doing, but we're going to wait until all the dust settles to find out who we're carrying in the first parts of the rounds. So remember, you'll have the wild cards Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is how they have been doing. I believe that's still the case this year. And then we'll wait for the other ones. We're not going to do a ton of games on Saturdays and Sundays because we've tried it in the past, and though people say they're going to show up, they don't show up, and we end up just basically talking to ourselves as crickets. The radio stations don't carry it, but we are going to do the games in the week, during the week, Monday through Friday. Now, we get to the World Series and maybe in the NLCS and ALCS, will depend on the times and making sure we're not going up against certain games. It'll really come down to whether or not the stations are carrying it and whatnot. But the plan is to carry quite a ton of baseball. We're even going to try to do some doubleheaders during the week. So Monday through Friday, we're going to be all hands on deck, and then the other games, like I said, I'm going to play it by ear. We'll see what times they kick off. What are we going against? Or most of our fans going to be watching like, for instance, Georgia and Alabama are playing a football game, I'm not going to be stupid and go, well, yeah, let's go ahead and do the Mariners versus who would they be playing out there? Possibly the Royals. Mariners and Royals. Let's rock and roll. So you learn things as you do this, and one of the things we don't do is compete with what is the king of ratings, which is the National Football League and big-time college football. College football doesn't get the ratings that baseball gets, but they do comparatively in the South, and that's where most of our fans are from. So, yeah, I need more than one person listening. So that's the point. But like I said, we're going to do as much as we can. It'll be several games a week. It'll be, Monday through Friday we're going to load up. I'm not going to worry about if I'm going up against Monday Night Football. If it's a really big playoff game, that doesn't bother me. It's when you're trying to go up against the entire slate on Sunday and everybody's got their team. So there you have that. See, there you go. Willis is already telling me right there. He's going to be watching Florida and Georgia football games. I'd say that my boys were the most popular team in college football last weekend, beating Alabama. Hey-o! Braves are wearing their Friday Night Reds? Question mark. Because they wear them quite a bit all the time on the road, so they're not really just Friday Night Reds, but that's what they were known for years and years and years. I still have a Julio Franco Friday Night Red that I wear from time to time. I went out and gotten an Olsen, one of the cheapo jerseys, not one of the real ones, but I still have a Julio Franco Friday Night Red, and somebody else that's an actual one of the more recent ones. But it's Jorge Soler it's got the World Series patch on it. Braves are doing their final warm-up tosses. We'll go ahead and put the card up. Wait for the 3D to kick in. I still can't believe that Acuna gets a day off after a day off. I mean, what are they doing? Really? Seems like it would be smarter to give him the day off, like, let's say Sunday afternoon. Day game after night game. Braves are wearing their Friday Night Reds. You know the story on that. Blue lettering outlined in white, tomahawk underneath the word Braves, blue ball cap, red bill, the classic white A. You got the Seattle Mariners wearing gray pants and blue tops with Seattle across the chest in silver. It's kind of a bluish silver. I've always liked the Mariners uniforms. I always thought they were pretty sharp. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. I'm going to see if I can get this 3D in here early and often. First pitch on the way. Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. Chris Sale fires in the fastball in the inner cut to Randy Arozarena. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup, the 0-1. 95 hits high in the zone. It's quickly 0-2. Left to right across the outfield for your Atlanta Braves. Jurickson Profar in left, Harrison center, and Fraley in right. Acuna getting the day off, the 0-2. Swings, sizzles it back foul. 97. Arozarena just had the funniest look on his face. It was like a snarl, like, what the hell is that? 97? Aren't you about 47 years old? What are you doing up here, man? Around the horn, it's Nacho, Kim, Ozzie, and Olsen, the 0-2. 96 misses high. 1-2, trying to get him to chase up there. Drake is behind the plate, and of course, Chris Sale, the conductor, is on the bump. Whoa, whoa! That's the first train whistle of the day. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Yak him. Sit him down, Joe. My fingers is so. One away. Good pitch. All aboard! Whoa, whoa! Whoa, whoa! That was a nasty pitch. We'll call it 20 miles an hour. Softer than the fastball. First pitch on the way to the number 2 hitter, Cal Raleigh, the home run champion of the American League. He sizzles it into the outfield. Down for a base hit, lefty-righty matchup, and it's 1 on, 1 out. Raleigh. Won the home run derby at the All-Star game, if you remember that. 6'2", 235. Standing at first base. He's at I'll probably butcher this, Cullowhee, North Carolina, and an ex-Florida State Seminole. 1-0, swing and a miss up top. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. I really liked during the home run derby, the interaction with his kid brother and his dad. They were all involved. I thought it was super cool that his kid brother was up there catching for the home run derby and his dad was pitching to him. I mean, you couldn't write that better. That's got to be a movie one day, right? The 1-1 count. Up top, misses high, 94 miles an hour, 2. 2-1. Thank you, Mr. Bubba Justin Hightower. The 2-1 pitch. Swing! Fouls it back. It's 2-2. And we are going to be doing some things. I think we've talked about it several times in the past, but in case you've missed it, we are going to be doing some things in the off season we haven't done before. It'll be a part of the membership, but we're going to, is the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He pulled the string on that slider. Wowza. 2 down. He's topping out at 87. That one came in, the slider at he's topping out at 97. That slider came in at 82, so a solid 15 miles an hour. That first slider he pulled the string on was 79 versus 97. First pitch on the way is a slider, swing and a miss. That one's 80. It's 0-1. I mean, when he can put the difference in the speeds with those 2 pitches alone, he's a handful. Genio Suarez, the guy that smacked 4 home runs in one game against Garrett Holmes in the Atlanta Braves, standing at the plate, ex-Arizona Diamondback, the 0-1. Runner goes, throw goes down to second base. They got him. Smoke him if you got him. They got him. A 1-hopper, 2 second base. We'll see if they want to challenge it. We'll head to break. If they decide to challenge it, we'll be back. Well, maybe they are challenging it. Nope. Whoa, that's a close one.
Oh, I woke up sexy as hell again today.
Hey, Braves Country. Braves Country is bringing you Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country comes to you every week. Hi, I'm Mac McGee, and we'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch of your Atlanta Braves. It's free to listen. Please like and subscribe. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Braves Country Baseball for the fans, by the fans.
I do not wake up feeling like $1 million. I, in fact, wake up feeling like insufficient funds.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known. The legendary Derek Jeter holds a pretty impressive record. He's played the most games at one defensive position without ever playing another, with 2,674 games at shortstop. Hall of Famer Jim Palmer is arguably the best Orioles pitcher ever. He had the most wins in the 70s and was remarkably good at limiting homers. Over his 19-year career in the league, Palmer never gave up a grand slam or allowed back-to-back home runs. Herman Long was a shortstop who played at the turn of the 20th century who set a record in 1889. The record he set was the most errors in a single season with 122, which he accomplished in just 136 games. For reference, the most errors by a player in 2021 was only 24.
1889.
If I cannot get my release, I must protect myself in another way. I'm over 40 and my fielding ain't so good, though I can still hit some. But I will say this, no man is going to sell my carcass unless I get half. Deacon White, Pittsburgh Alleghenies.
There was a time when the National League stood for integrity and fair dealing. Today it stands for dollars and cents. Once it looked to the elevation of the game and an honest exhibition of the sport. Today its eyes are on the turnstile. Players have been bought, sold, and exchanged as though they were sheep instead of American citizens. John Montgomery Ward.
Welcome back. Bottom of the first we go. Profar to lead us off. The first pitch on the way from Logan Gilbert is high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Profar batting .258 on the year, 12 home runs, 37 RBI. Back from the paternity list. 1-0. Swing, belts it down the right field line. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. Up against the wall. Profar rounding first, heading for second. And the jerk store's at it with the leadoff double. Let's get it on a Friday night here in Braves country.
Well, the jerk store, Cole, they're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
Matt Olson, your batter, 21 home runs on the year, 77 RBI. First pitch on the way, swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour, about eyeball high. It's 0-1. Thank you, Iron Lung. A fiber. Appreciate the channel support. 0-1 count. Down and in. Slider, 1-0. Braves nothing, Mariners nothing. We'll move the stream back so you can see any movement on the base paths. The 1-1. Swing, chops it down the line, foul, first base side, towards the Braves dugout. 1-2, just past the camera well. One-two count. Outside wide drifting with the splitter. 2-2. What you'll see from Logan Gilbert, it's a 5-pitch mix nowadays. He's taking a couple of pitches and throwing them away as the 2-2. Down and in, full count. You'll see the four-seam fastball, and it's a good one, averaging around 96, 97 miles an hour. Four-seamer comes in at 36%, as does the slider. Payoff pitch. 97 miles an hour out wide. Ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. There we go. I must have had the wrong button pushed. Now you'll be able to see everything.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Ozzie Albies batting third tonight. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Chase the slider down around his ankles. Almost at his knees. On his knees, it's 0-1. 0-1. Brings it. Swing, chops it down the line. Foul. It's 0-2. Runs are expected to be at a premium so that the Braves can get any kind of a lead early. Take a lot of pressure off of Chris Sale tonight. Gave you the numbers on Logan Gilbert. If teams get to him, it's normally early, like most great pitchers. The 0-2 count in the dirt, 1-2. A golden opportunity here with first and second, nobody out. The 1-2 count. Gilbert looks back at second, raises his dark green glove, and brings it 97 miles an hour at the knees, and it is called a ball, 2-2. We might have got a gift there. That pitch is showing up on all the pitch tracks as hitting the zone. Dan Merzel is your home plate umpire. The 2-2. Swing, laces it into right field. That's down for a base hit. It just snuck through the 4-3 hole, so Profar had to kind of take a pause before he took off, because you didn't know if one of those guys at first or second base were going to actually get to that ball. But he laces it in between the two and over Olson's head, and your Atlanta Braves have got something rocking here.
I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
We got the bases juiced. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin. Ducks all over the pond. The slider drifting in, it's 0-1. So along with that slider and four-seamer that he throws a combined 72% of the time, you'll see the splitter at 19, curve and a show-me sinker at 2%. Bangs the 0-1 foul and out of play, it's 0-2. Curveball comes in at 8%, sinker 2%. So the sinker's really a show-me pitch. He used to throw a change and a cutter, but he's not thrown it this year. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike three. Nasty strikeout. Got him with that splitter. Went away. So if you think about, as you're trying to imagine going up against this guy, so he's throwing mid to high 90 fastball, and then a pitch that if you're right-handed, the slider that dives away from you, at around 88, 89, and then the splitter at 82. First pitch on the way to Kim is swung on and belted high and deep, going back on the track, making the catch just before the warning track is Julio Rodriguez for a loud out number 2, but not before your Atlanta Braves take the 1-0 lead. Good piece of hitting by Kim. A productive out. Sac fly RBI, and the Braves have taken the early lead. We strike first blood. Four-seam fastball that he didn't try to do too much with it. He just lifted it. Now we got runners on the corners as Olson moves down to third. Ozzie at first. 2 outs, and Harris at the plate. If he gets anything down into the gap, Ozzie could score. First pitch on the way is a slider down and in. It's 1-0. Michael Harris, batting .249 on the year. 17 home runs. Looking to go shopping at the gap on a Friday night. 1-0. Inside 2-0. Doesn't get any easier for Gilbert. Marcelo Ozuna's batting 7th tonight. He stands on deck. And Fraley, who's got good numbers, 2 for 5 on his career versus Gilbert, is in the hole. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. Slider, 2-1. Braves 1, Mariners nothing. All important first run of the game. If you're just joining us, a sac fly RBI from Kim driving Profar home, who led the game off with the double. Gilbert steps off the bump. So Rosarena, Julio, and as the 2-2 swing and a miss. Strike 2, but on the play, Ozzie takes off. He'll steal second base. Good pitch to run on. Slow pitch to the plate, and Gilbert had kind of fallen asleep at the wheel. Ozzie got a huge jump. Raleigh with no chance to get him. Left to right across the outfield, it's Arozarena, Julio, and Canzone. Left to right, around the horn is the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. We'll have to get that to the second inning, but your Atlanta Braves take a 1-run lead. Gilbert does strike out 2, but we draw first blood.
Bo Body. What does the first B stand for?
What are we doing?
We're making acronyms. Okay, what does the first B stand for?
Business.
I like it.
We need a new manager.
Here are some baseball facts you might not have known, Part 18. Kirk Gibson walking off Game 1 of the 1988 World Series is one of the most iconic home runs of all time. Despite how famous the play is, nobody knows where the home run ball itself is located. The bat, helmet, and jersey from that moment are all accounted for, but the ball has seemingly disappeared. Camden Yards is where the Baltimore Orioles play their home games. The ballpark was actually built very close to where Babe Ruth was born. In fact, Ruth's father allegedly owned a pub exactly where center field is today. Kevin Youkilis is known for having a very interesting batting stance. He's also known for working a lot of walks and having a great mindset at the plate. Over his 10-year career, he had 297 plate appearances that went to a 3-0 count, and every single time he didn't swing the bat.
Armchair.
New York Giants second baseman John Montgomery Ward was a rarity among players, a graduate of the Columbia Law School. And in an age when workers everywhere were struggling to win their rights, he was willing to take on the club owners on their own terms. Ward publicly denounced the reserve clause, which now kept every player from deciding for himself where he wished to play, and forced him to accept whatever wage his owner was willing to pay.
There is now no escape for the player. If he attempts to elude the operation of the rule, he becomes at once a professional outlaw, and the hand of every club is against him. Like a fugitive slave law, the reserve clause denies him a harbor or a livelihood, and carries him back bound and shackled to the club from which he attempted to escape. We have, then, the curious result of a contract which on its face is for 7 months, being binding for life. John Montgomery Ward.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Chris Sale. Outside the zone for a ball, it's 1-0. This with the slider on the outer edge. Suarez, the batter, once again. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. He was at the plate last inning when Drake Baldwin threw out the runner heading to second. It was a bang-bang play. I think the number one reason why they didn't challenge it is because it looked like Raleigh may have slid off the bag as well, so it was going to be really hard to overturn it. 1-1 count, fouled straight back. It's 1-2. Chris Sale, those of y'all who may not be familiar with his repertoire, he leans on that slider and four-seamer a total of 90% of the time. He does have a show-me changeup and sinker. As the 1-2 swing, lifts it up towards short, making a leaping grab is Ha-Sung Kim. Let's go, baby! He gets the nod of gratitude from the conductor. He's not too shabby out there. We told you he's a Gold Glove winner. He's not going to be what Nick Allen is, but he's just a step below. He's not going to be some guy you're like, oh, God, what's he doing out there? First pitch on the way is a four. He's not going to be, his name slipping my mind, the guy we traded to Boston for sale. He's not going to be Vaughn Grissom. The 0-1. Check swing. You go around. He did not. 1-1. Jorge Polanco, the batter. The 1-1 pitch is a changeup up top. 1-2. 1-2 count, swing, rifles it towards right field. Drifting over, making the easy catch is Fraley, 2 away. Mitch Garver, the batter, designated hitter. First pitch on the way, 95 miles an hour. On the inner track, it's 0-1. The Mariners are one of the few teams that will carry 3 catchers because Garver and Raleigh is the 0-1. Swing, lifts it into center field, dropping. No! Harris going to make the catch. That'll end the inning. 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. We'll grab the bats when we return. 1-0 here in Braves country.
I'm not crazy. I'm sorry, I didn't even believe that.
How you doing?
Hi, sir. I would like to look at your most expensive Hank Aaron card, please.
Got just the one. Only 4 in circulation, $31,000.
Oh, well, that's very, very fine. Yeah. Let me look at your least expensive Hank Aaron card, please.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Stan Musial is one of the most underrated players of all time. He had 3,630 hits, which puts him 4th on the all-time list. But weirdly enough, Stan the Man had exactly 1,815 hits at home and exactly 1,815 hits on the road.
In Spanish?
Yes.
Gracias todos para los... I don't know how to say compliments.
No?
Compliments.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
So, who else hates it when you get up on a Monday morning?
Although the first World Series had been a huge success, the reputation of the game continued to suffer as brawling fans drove away paying customers. Now, Ban Johnson ordered his American League owners to have their stadiums patrolled to keep rowdiness down. Players and managers, as well as fans, were expected to behave.
Welcome back. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, leads us off here. First pitch on the way is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Clean your screen up here for a second. 0-1. Ozuna, 20 home runs on the year. Slider misses off the plate. 1-1. Marcell Ozuna, 20 home runs, 62 RBI, a 761 OPS. 1-1 count. 95 up top. 2-0. I don't think we ever got around to finishing it off, so we'll start over. Left to right across the outfield, it's Arozarena, Julio Rodriguez, that is, in case you don't know, and Carzone in the outfield as the 2-1s off the plate, 2-2, or 1-2s off the plate, 2-2. Round the horn, left to right, it's Suarez, Rivas, Polanco, and Naylor. Cal Raleigh's behind the plate, and Gilbert on the bump. The 2-2 count. Swing, lifted, high and deep into center field. Not deep enough, though. Julio will make the catch, 1 down. What I was saying before the break is that the Mariners carry 3 catchers, much like the Braves did about a month ago, because Garver and Raleigh routinely are the designated hitter if they're not behind the plate. So Harry Ford is the emergency catcher, much like we had Sandy Leone. First pitch on the way to Fraley is swung on and fouled straight back. It's a run. One of their better hitters, J.P. Crawford, not playing tonight because of the left-handed matchup, the nasty left-handed matchup that Chris Sale gives. The 0-1 down and in, 1-1. We expect to see him back tomorrow. One count. Swing, chops it down the line, foul. 1-2. I do not like this new update that Windows did, where their forward and back buttons are now very light, as opposed to where they used to be very dark and easy to see. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. The 1-2, swing, bangs that one down the line, foul. Jake Fraley batting .243 on the year, 6 home runs. He's 2 for 5 lifetime coming into tonight versus Logan Gilbert. That may be why they had him start. I'm just surprised it wasn't Acuna DHing at 1-2. Swing, chops it over towards the shortstop area. It'll be the third baseman, Suarez, 5-3 on the putout as they had the overshift as he was playing more of a shortstop position, 2 down. Gilbert at 32 pitches, so you'd like to see an extensive at-bat here by Nacho, even if he can't get on. Continue to drive that pitch count up. Mariners, who are in the thick of it in the playoff race. We'll get to that in a second. First pitch on the way, 94 up top. That's a lot. Really a team, frankly, that I want to see make the playoffs. I still want to beat them this weekend, but I'd like to see the Mariners in the playoffs. They're a fun team to watch. The 0-1, swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. He blew that right by. Seattle, 3.5 games behind Houston, and a game in front of Texas for the AL West Division. In their wild card race, they're clinging on to that final spot, a game in front of Texas, 2 in front of Kansas City, 2 in front of Tampa. Tampa has woken up out of nowhere. 7-game winning streak. The 0-2. Slaps it in the dirt, bangs it back foul to again. A team that was pretty much left for dead, the Tampa Bay Rays, are now 2 games behind the Mariners for the final wild card spot, tied with Kansas City. They're a half game behind the Rangers. And in the American League East, the 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. Hasn't made a whole lot of difference there because they're still 6.5 behind Boston, 7 behind the Yankees, and 10 out when it comes to the Blue Jays. So they're narrowing their sights in on the wild card. The 2-2, rolled it over down the third base line. Terrible throw, a bouncer, and that's going to be an infield single for the Nacho Man. As I don't know if that ball slipped out of his hand, and I don't know if he would have gotten him anyways. But when he threw the ball, Gilbert jumped off the bump. When he threw the ball, he ended up bouncing it. See how many bounces that take? 1, 2, a 2-hopper to first base. It's like he spiked it. It almost looked like it was intentional. Good job by Naylor over there to keep that ball from going astray. So the Nacho Man.
Whoa. You check it out. What? Look, that guy.
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign that needs nachos to help me score.
We flipped the lineup over. Jurickson Profar. First pitch, 95 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Profar doubled his first time up. Lifts it. into center, giving chase. It's Rodriguez. Julio will make the catch down there at the schoolyard, and that'll end the inning. Braves put one on but can't get them across. We got a 1-0 lead. Gilbert versus Sale in a good old-fashioned pitching showdown.
I got a raise today in medication dosage, but it's still a raise, so.
If I scroll past one more ad, you can be a nurse in so-and-so weeks. I live in Florida. I can be a nurse for free in just a couple days, man.
Hey, did y'all hear about that lady that poked her boyfriend 108 times because she was in a cannabis-induced psychosis? What? Listen, I smoke the best of the best of the best, sir, and never. I have a prescription. Mine's from the government. It's the best of the best, okay? Never have I slipped into a psychosis. She said she took 2 hits from the good old Billabong. Now, I've taken too many hits from the Billabong, and never have I slipped into a psychosis. A coma, maybe, if you take too many. You ain't able to get off the couch. And do you know how much energy it takes to 108 times? What kind of weed were you smoking? PCP?
History began on July 4th, 1776. Everything before that was a mistake.
Hey, has anybody else thought to themselves how the hell we ain't ran out of phone numbers yet? Or was it just me?
On September 6th, 1995, 5 months after the strike had ended, the Orioles faced the California Angels in Baltimore. Tickets for this game had been sold out for months. After 4.5 innings of play, the game was official. Cal Ripken had played in 2,131 consecutive games. It would be 3 more years before he finally took a day off. By then, Cal Ripken had played in 2,632 straight games.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Chris Sale. Fires the 93-mile-an-hour fastball. High and out of the zone. One-0 count to Calzone. Or Canzone. I knew I was going to say that. Whole day I've looked at that name. I was like, man, I want to call him Calzone so bad. Dominic Canzone. And it's not Canzone as I thought it may have been. I looked it up. Dominic Canzone fires the 1-0 back foul. It's 1-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Canzone. 7 home runs on the year. Takes the 1-1 outside wide 2-1. 282 average. Canzone, 6 foot, 190 pounder. The 2-1, swing and a miss. 2-2. Six foot 190 out of Cleveland, Ohio, and played his college ball at Ohio State. He's a Buckeye. The 2-2 count. Outside wide 3-2. They're not really known for having a great baseball program, so he's got to be one of the bigger names in that program coming through. The payoff pitch from Sale. Swing, fouls it away. 4-seam fastball. We'll do it again. Sale so far 2 strikeouts, along with Gilbert 2 strikeouts. Sale comes set. Looks in. Fouls that. No, that'll stay in play. Down the line, giving chase is Profar. He'll make the sliding catch right there at the foul line. I thought it was going to go foul. It would have if he hadn't caught it 1 away. Great play by the Jerk Store. Man, that was a good play. You never know what you're going to get out of him out there. Sometimes he'll make some goofy plays out there, and sometimes you're like, man, why is he not a Gold Glover? First pitch on the way is 96 up top. For a strike, it's on. When he first came to Atlanta, I saw that he at one point was a shortstop in his career. I was like, well, maybe he could. And then I saw some video of him playing shortstop. I was like, no, maybe he can't. That's the one. Inside 1-1. But didn't get a very good scouting report on him because they pretty much called him average. I guess he's average if you combine the great plays with the bad plays, because he's got the ability to be really good as the 0-1 outside wide 1-1. And his bad plays have been oddball plays. They're not what you would say, well, that was just a terrible defensive play. He didn't put himself in the right position. They're just oddball, weird plays that pop up out of nowhere. But then he makes the 2-1 swing. That ball's cooked down the left field line. It's going to bounce over the wall and into the seats, and it's a grounds rule double by Leo Rivas, with one away. That ball was smoked. Got way too much of the plate. Thankfully, it stayed in the yard. One out. You'll have the number 9 hitter, Rayleigh, coming to the dish. Lefty-lefty matchup. Infield back into the right. Pitch on the way is outside wide. It's 1-0. Rayleigh batting .203 on the year, 4 home runs. Brings it. Bangs the slider off the plate, 1-1. Same two teams tomorrow night, 7:15. First pitch will come your way about 6:30. Get you ready. And then Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern, early bird game. 1-1 count. Lifts it into center field. Coming in, making the running catch is Harris for out number 2. Rivas thought about going about halfway, but he turned around very quickly. 2 down. That will bring it to the top of the order, Randy Arozarena, but we do have 2 outs. Of course, Rivas will be running on the crack of the bat. The infield is back and to the left. Randy Arozarena, of Tampa Bay Rays World Series fame, stands in. First pitch on the way is a slider down and away. It's 1-0. That walk-off that he did in the World Series, what year was that? Was that 20? That was the bubble year, wasn't it? 2020 against the Dodgers, the 1-0. Inside. Top of the zone, 1-1. Arozarena didn't like it, but it got 100% of the zone. He was just hanging out over the plate and wasn't expecting the slider to get that much inside. 1-1 count. One count. Brings it. 97 up top. P up there in the top of the corner. It's 1-2. So he's a strike away from getting out of the jam. He's arguing with every pitch that's a strike. So you put that up in the top part of the corner, a little out of the zone, he might swing at it. The 1-2. Inside, 94, spin him around. Just got a piece of him. Got a little piece of his elbow pad. He'll head on down to first. That's disappointing. He had him on the ropes, and you can tell Rosarena's not picking him up well at all. It just skimmed his elbow pad. So he'll head on down to first. First pitch on the way is a 82-mile-an-hour slider on the outer cut to Cal Raleigh. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fits and fire, swing, lifts it high into shallow right field. Over the shoulder catch by Ozzie Albies to end the inning. Nifty catch. As we head to break, the Braves lead it 1-0.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and nobody beats me.
On the subject of this service, what is your opinion of war protesters, and would you today refuse to be drafted?
Honey, I just tend to keep my own personal views about that to myself because I'm just an entertainer, and I'd rather not say.
Do you think other entertainers should keep their views to themselves too?
No, I can't even say that.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Clayton Kershaw is without a doubt a Hall of Famer. In Kershaw's family, he had a great uncle named Clyde Tombaugh. He was an astronomer who, over 100 years ago, discovered the planet Pluto. For those who don't know, eye black is a black adhesive that is used by players to limit glare from the sun. But did you know that none other than Babe Ruth allegedly invented it? Around the 1930s, Ruth was getting distracted by the sun, so he put some black grease under his eyes, and the rest is history.
John Joseph McGraw, player-manager of the contentious Baltimore Orioles, had been one of the first National Leaguers to jump to the American League in 1901, but he had not liked it there. He could not bear to have anyone tell him how to play the game. When McGraw refused to stop the constant abuse of umpires, for which he was infamous, Johnson suspended him. McGraw never forgave Johnson. He returned to the National League as manager of the New York Giants, a job he would hold for 31 years, leading his team to 10 pennants and ending in the first division 28 times. No one made a move on the field without his consent. McGraw was said once to have fined a player for hitting a home run that drove in 2 runs because he had ordered him to bunt. The main idea, John McGraw said, is to win. When McGraw won the National League pennant in 1904, he took an especially sweet revenge on Ban Johnson. Rather than have anything to do with the league that had suspended him, he simply refused to play the Boston Pilgrims for the championship. There was no World Series in 1904.
Welcome back, Braves country. We head to the bottom of the third. Braves lead at 1-0. Matt Olson, who walked his first time up, stands at the plate. First pitch on the way is down the pipe. Swing and a miss for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Four-seam fastball down and away. Called for a strike. It's 0-2. Count. Righty-lefty. Gilbert delivers. Tries to get him to chase a splitter off the edge, but goes into the dirt. 1-2. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nasty. Calling that a splitter, it looked like the sliders that dove in one away. I do believe that was a slider that they're calling it the splitter. It had to spin like a slider. His splitter really is more of almost like a drop change. The bottom just falls out of it. That one dove in on his hands. Ozzie Albies the batter. First pitch on the way is a four-seamer. Smoked up the middle, a worm burner, and the Wiz.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz, and
Now 2 for 2 on the day with the stolen base. Bringing the Drake, who struck out his first time up to the plate. One on, one out. First pitch to Drake Baldwin. Gilbert fires it in there. Just off the plate for a ball. Good take. It's 1-0. 1-0. Runner goes. Here's the throw up to second. And Ozzie with another great jump, and he steals the base. He's in the scoring position. Heads up base running by Ozzie. Once again picked a perfect pitch to go on. It was a soft slider. And a good take by Drake to allow Ozzie to get up there. The 1-1 swing. Dribbles it over to first. It'll be a 3-1 put out. Gilbert covering the bag. 2 down. Two down. Ozzie makes his way over to third base, so a wild pitch could score him. Welcome back to the club, sleepwalking. Four-seam fastball. Hassan Kim missed the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. 1-0. Just below the knee slider. 2-0. Kim hit a sac fly RBI his last time up. That won't get it done in this at bat. We need a base hit or some kind of an error. The 2-0. Just grabbed this outside part of the zone up top. 2-1. Tell Kim didn't like that call. It did touch the outside part of the zone. Infield back into the left. Big hole on the right side. 2-1 pitch, swing, pops it up, and that'll be a can of corn. That'll end the inning. Braves once again get someone on, can't get them across. We'll be back in a flash. The heart of the order due up for the Mariners. Braves lead it 1-0 heading to the fourth.
All right, you're going to head down Thurber all the way to the stop sign, and then you're going to get onto Willett.
I do live here, but I don't know a single street name in this development. I know the street that I live on, and then any street off of that means nothing to me.
Head north.
Okay, immediately no. I don't know where north is.
Northwest.
Just give me the address, and I'll type it into my phone.
You got a map?
No, I don't have a paper map.
You have one of those giant maps I could unfurl and point?
I have a map on my phone.
Do you have a globe? You're going to go south on North Street. And then it's going to be 2,000 more meters, and you're there.
Why are you doing meters? Also, again, with the cardinal directions.
Wind is strong, so I would stay off 480.
I'm not driving a boat.
You're going to want to avoid 34. There's going to be traffic.
Avoid the highway?
It's going to be quicker, but you're going to want to avoid it.
Okay, so I punched that in, and the directions are telling me to go a completely opposite way.
That's probably going to take you on like 480.
Yeah.
Nah, you can't trust that.
Why do you not trust your phone with navigation? All of your emails are spam, and you respond to all of them. You trust it then, but you choose not to when it's with no. Do not come in the car.
I'm going to print out the 8-page directions on MapQuest for you. I'll be right back.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Ted Williams, when he passed away, parts of his family claimed that he wanted to be put into a state of biostasis through being cryogenically frozen. So, surgeons decapitated Williams, froze his body in a giant cylinder, and froze his head in a steel can. This was done with the hope that one day he could be revived from the dead.
August 3rd, 1903. To the editor, it makes sense to teach a child to play chess. But what is the point of a crazy game like baseball? Here in educated America, adults play baseball. They run after a leather ball like children. I want my boy to grow up to be a mensch, not a wild American runner.
Dear sir, let your boy play baseball and play it well, so long as it does not interfere with his education or get him into bad company. Let us not so raise the children that they should grow up foreigners in their own birthplace.
Chris Sale goes back to work. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss at the slider. It's 0-1. Braves lead at 1-0. 1 right there. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count to Rodriguez. Rod struck out his first time up. Sale was still 2 strikeouts on the night. The 0-2 flips a slider in the dirt. It's now 1-2. Tomorrow night you got Hurston Waldrop on the mound, and then Spencer Strider on Sunday. The 1-2 misses high. 2-2. If we were in the playoff push, they would have broken that up. Meaning you would have put Elder in between somewhere to prevent the bullpen getting worn out on the 4-5 pitchers. The 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Yak 'em. Sit him down, Joe. My fingers are so. Chris Sale blew it right by him. Strikeout number 3 on the night. First pitch on the way is a slider right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Eugenio Suarez, the 0-1, bangs it right by him. It's 0-2. The 0-2 misses high, 1-2. They were shooting off fireworks. I don't know if that was a milestone of Sale. I know he had a milestone earlier this year, but that was just premature because I don't see any tweets about it. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the slider down and in. 2 down. 4 strikeouts for Sale now. Tell you what, he has looked good since coming back. You're wondering if all that time off, if he would be a little rusty. He didn't get the W on Saturday, but that was because he got absolutely 0 offensive production. First pitch to Polanco is a strike right there on the outer edge. Fastball, it's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and lifted into left field, just past the glove of Nacho Alvarez. Hard hopper that gets by him. And it's a 2-out single for the Mariners. Sale at 54 pitches. Gilbert, by the way, is at 51 through 3, so pretty high number for him so far. Sale, if he can get out of this fairly quickly, he's right on pace. First pitch is a slider. Man, that is a pretty pitch when he throws it like that. It's 0-1. The 0-1. just misses outside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves lead it 1-0. If you're just joining us, the new shortstop Hassan Kim lifted a fly ball for a sac fly in the first inning to get us going. 1-1. 98 misses high ball 2-2. Garver, and then it would be the left-handed bat of Canzone. The 2-1. Inside. 3-1. Three-one count. Runner at first, 2 outs. Infield back into the left. Swing. That ball smoked down the left field line. Go foul. Just foul. Full count. Whew. He was on that pitch. It was his four-seamer. He clocked it down the line. Pitch came in at 95. If he throws that pitch again, he's going to have to put a little more mustard on that hot dog. Runner will be going. Full count, 2 outs. Time is called by Garver. He's a home run hitter. He may not be a household name you're familiar with, but Mitch Garver's been hitting a lot of home runs for a long time. He was a cheat code when he first came up for fantasy baseball catchers. The 3-2. Swing, bangs it just in front of the plate. Drake gets it, jumps on it, fires it to first, and that'll end the inning. So we get out of it unscathed. It's still 1-0. Michael Harris leads us off when we return.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. How did Mariano Rivera accidentally save the life of one of his teammates? In the 2001 World Series, the Yankees had a 1-run lead against the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 9th. But in Mariano's second inning of relief, he gave up an RBI double to Tony Womack and a walk-off single to Luis Gonzalez. The planned victory parade in New York was canceled, which meant a change of plans for infielder Enrique Wilson. He was scheduled to leave for his home country of the Dominican Republic 8 days after the World Series, but because the Yankees lost, he moved up his flight a few days. His original plane was American Airlines Flight 587, which ended up crashing and causing the deaths of 265 people. The next year, Rivera talked to Wilson in spring training and told him, "I am glad we lost the World Series because it means that I still have a friend."
My mother always said that she loved to go to church, but not to hear the preacher. She could read her Bible at home, but she could only be in church. And baseball has some of that same sense of peace that has nothing to do with ideology, but simply with ritual, familiarity, small truths, sort of lessons of the day that we're familiar with before, but may get a little more light on them that day.
Welcome back. Michael Harris II, the batter. First pitch on the way, swung on, chopped foul down the first base line. It's 0-1. Braves 1, Mariners nothing. Bottom of the 4th inning. Chris Sale and Logan Gilbert locked up in a pitcher's duel. Sale with 4 strikeouts through 4 innings, 3 hits allowed, no runs. Gilbert is the 0-1, outside wide, 1. 3 strikeouts, 4 hits are allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk. 1 swing separates the two. 1-1 count. Swing, fouls it back 95 miles an hour. 1-2. Two. Gilbert brings it. Swing and a miss, strike three. Splitter off the plate. That is just a nasty pitch. One away. Strikeout number 4 on the night with Gilbert, tied with Sale now. I think I saw Sale's over-under was 7.5, but it was a plus number. And Gilbert's was 6.5 tonight. So they're expecting strikeouts from those two. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is a 4-seam fastball right down the pipe. It's 0-1. Swing, lets it down the line, foul. 2. 0-2 count. Curveball outside wide, 1-2. Braves 1, Seattle nothing. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the splitter, and that'll end the inning. Strikeout number 5. Oh, that's not going to end the inning. It's strikeout number 5, 2 down. He was walking off the mound and had me tricked. He thought it would end the inning. That threw me for a loop. That'll bring Jake Fraley to the plate. First pitch, swinging, bangs it down the first base line. Just foul. We almost had extra bases there. That went off the glove of the first baseman. Naylor diving attempt. And I guess it just kicked foul. I'd have to see it again to know for sure. First base umpire who was standing right there, Stu Sherwater. We might get the replay, so I assume he called it right. Outside wide, 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, 97 at the knees. Just out of the zone. Good to see you, Raymond. The 2-1 swing, hammers it down the right field line. Get up, get up! Making the leaping catch at the wall is Carzone, and that'll end the inning. Man, that was a nice catch. We'll be back in a flash. 1-0 Braves. We go to the top of the 5th here in Braves country.
What did you say to your old teammates at the end there when you were standing in front of the bench?
Take their ass home. Long flight to LA. Take y'all ass home.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. How were blue check marks on Twitter partially caused by Baseball Manager? Hall of Famer Tony La Russa, when he was managing the Cardinals in 2009, a La Russa impersonator posted something on Twitter that made Tony pretty mad. The troll tweeted, "Lost 2 out of 3, but we made it out of Chicago without one drunk driving incident or dead pitcher." The tweet referenced La Russa's DUIs, as well as Darryl Kyle and Josh Hancock, who were 2 Cardinals pitchers who had recently died. The tweet was very offensive, and La Russa, who actually has a law degree, ended up suing Twitter. The case was eventually dropped, but as a result, Twitter introduced verification badges to make sure that the accounts with them were genuine.
It all starts with just one thing: Get to know your local beekeeper. You can make sure they don't use chemicals in the hive, that they only sell surplus honey, plus locally produced honeys have a smaller carbon footprint. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
In 1900, the Giants had taken a huge risk and traded their greatest pitcher, Amos Rusi, for a 19-year-old rookie. Rusi had 245 wins behind him, and as it turned out, none ahead of him. The Hoosier Thunderbolt went back to digging ditches in Indiana. The rookie had no major league wins when he joined the team, but he had 373 ahead of him. His name was Christy Mathewson.
Matty was without a peer. He had a greater variety of stuff than any pitcher I ever knew or handled. His fastball was the equal of Walter Johnson or Amos Rusi's. He had the fadeaway down to perfection, and he utilized his knowledge of batsmen with greater effect than any twirler in the game. He possessed wonderful control, remarkable fielding ability, and was one of the finest sportsmen the game has ever known.
Chris Sale goes back to work. What's for dinner, y'all? We're having Cubans and empanadas tonight. Lefty-lefty matchup, Canzone versus Sale. First pitch on the way. A bending slider right there in the inner corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Mushroom and asparagus risotto. Did you make it, Tree Nug? Sounds good. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Nasty slider. It's 0-2. Sale sitting on 4 strikeouts. Man, was that a great catch by Canzone out there in right field. He timed that thing perfectly and avoided smashing into the gate out there. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Yak 'em. Hardy, har, har, har. Go sit down. One away. I know they'll probably play with their food, but I really wish the Braves would go ahead and lock Chris Sale up past next year. First pitch on the way, 95 up top for a strike. It's 0-1. I think he would gladly take a 2-year extension as the 0-1 down and in 1-1. And I know it's a bit of a risk at his age, but I just think he's going to age well. I think he's learning more and more how to pitch without torquing himself out. And 1-1 misses high. 2-1. I think you could at least get him to do one more year on top of what's left next year. Two-1 count. .96 at the knees. 2-2. He'll be 37 in spring training next year. So you take him to 38, 39. I mean, that's not really that crazy in today's age of pitching. You can always get insurance in case he blows his arm out or something. The 2-2. 80 looking right there. Got him! Slider right there, painting the corners. 2 down. He is absolutely on fire tonight. That is a perfect slider. Think about what this team could have done if we could have stayed healthy. First pitch on the way is a sinker chopped off the plate. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Rayleigh the batter. The 0-1. Sale comes set and brings it outside wide. 1-1. We have him for 2026, just to be clear, but after that, he's going to be a free agent. He's from Lakeland, Florida. I can't imagine he wants to go much farther away. The 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2, fastball up top. And you add to the fact that he mentioned during the spring that he liked the fact that our spring training was really close to his actual home. Is the 1-2. 96, caught, looking strike three. He got caught watching the paint dry, and that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Let's get some runs, Braves country.
I am so baked right now. I'm like a pie that smells like pot. I'm a pot pie.
Things you might not know about Ty Cobb. Number 1, he made his major league debut with the Detroit Tigers 22 days after his mother unalived his father, thinking he was an intruder. Number 2, by the time of his death, he held over 20,000 shares of stock in Coca-Cola and owned bottling plants in 3 different states. Number 3, he hit 9 home runs during his 1909 Triple Crown season, all inside the park home runs. He is the only player in the modern era to lead his league in home runs in a season without hitting a ball over the fence. Number 4, he caused the first player strike. After being suspended for attacking a spectator, his teammates went on strike to protest the lack of protection of players from abusive fans. Number 5, in 1913, he became the first baseball player in history to be paid a 5-figure salary when he signed for $12,000. Number 6, he still remains the only player with 2 35 or more game hitting streaks. He also had 6 hitting streaks of at least 20 games. And finally, number 7, he had 23 consecutive seasons in which he batted 300 or better. The only season he didn't bat 300 was his rookie season.
Anyway, in my spare time, I also enjoy stuffing animals, usually with other animals. For instance, a badger will hold 5 squirrels. A mouse will hold a shrew and a vole. You get the idea. Circle of life. I have broken the sound barrier, but you must never ask me how. I don't believe in the moon. I think it's just the back of the sun.
I love a good train wreck.
Stop it, you. She doesn't know you're joking.
No,
he's joking?
John McGraw may have championed the old brawling brand of baseball, but his greatest star was Christy Mathewson, a pitcher with a record for clean play so spotless that his wife once felt she had to defend him by saying that while he was a good man, he was no goody-goody.
Christy Mathewson was so virtuous, he would not give interviews to sports writers who he heard cheated on their wives.
Welcome back. Nacho Alvarez, the batter, first pitch on the way. The slider down below the knees, righty-righty matchup. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing, hammered towards left field. Get up, get up, get up. Over the wall! It'll bounce off the warning track, a grounds rule double, just over the outstretched glove of Rosarena, who is giving it chase. And your Atlanta Braves and the Nacho Man got something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Good piece of hitting there. That ball was Scooby-Dooped over the wall. He got on top of that. Still hasn't gotten us that home run. We keep waiting on that elusive home run from the Nacho Man.
Check it out.
What?
Look, that guy.
Get me some nacho.
Here's a sign. A sign that needs nachos to help me score.
First pitch on the way is a slider, swing and a miss. To Profar, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Infield back into the right. Swing and a miss, 96 up top, it's 0-2. Oh, 2 count. In the dirt. 1-2. Braves 1, Mariners nothing. Hit you out of town scoreboard here in a second. And we got came up with a new name for it. The Who I Is one. The 1-2, outside wide, swing and a miss. Splitter on the outer edge, strike 3. playing around with some sound bites for it. We came up with I Am Who I Am. We'll be hitting those. We'll be trying to hit them around the 6th inning going forward. Matt Olson, your batter. First pitch on the way is a bender inside. It's 1-0. Earlier today, the Cubs 11, Nationals 5 at Wrigley Field, a Friday afternoon showdown. Assad got the win. They're in Detroit, and the White Sox lead the Tigers 5-4 as the 1-0. Slider in the dirt, 2-0. In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's 3-2. Brewers over the Pirates going towards the 7th. And the Mets lead the Reds 5-4. They're in the 6th in Cincinnati. The 2-0 count, high and out of the zone, ball 3, 3-0. Orioles and Dodgers, 0-0 your score. In the 5th, Glass now having some back spasms. He will not pitch this weekend. It looks like they're going to push him to Monday. The 3-0 pitch, swing, rifles it back foul, 3-1. He was supposed to pitch tonight. Blue Jays are in the Bronx, leading the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, heading to the 5th, 4-1. They're in South Beach, and the Phillies lead the Marlins 5-1. They've got the bases juiced with 2 outs there. 3-1 to Olsen. Gilbert spins around, chases Nacho back to first. Guardians up on the Rays, 5-0 in the 3rd. In Tampa. In Kansas City, the Royals lead the Twins 2-0. They're in the 4th. The 3-1 pitch, 95 up top, full count. In Texas, everything's bigger there, including the rivalries. You got Astros and Rangers. In Dallas, it's 1-0 Houston. Payoff pitch, spins it around. Once again, trying to get Nacho leaning. Giants lead the Cardinals in St. Louis 2-0. The rest of the action is tonight. Later on tonight. The payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up. High into center. Pretty well hit, but it's not going to be enough to get the runner to third, I don't believe. Nacho thinks about tagging up, but he'll keep it right there. 2 down. No sense of being the 3rd out at third base. Later on tonight, the Padres are at the Rockies. The Angels host the Athletics, and Red Sox are at the Diamondbacks. They said that Dustin Pedroia showed up in the hotel of the Boston Red Sox to surprise the guys there at the hotel bar or hotel. Well, I don't know if they're at the bar right before the game, but he showed up there. It was reported by one of the beat writers out there. I don't know if he lives out there now or if he just happened to be in the area, but I'm sure it's pretty cool for some of the guys to see Pedroia. He hasn't been gone that long. Quick mound visit out there to Gilbert by Cal Raleigh. Ozzy's 2 for 2, so they're probably going over strategy here. Standing on deck is the Drake. Braves lead at 1-0. First pitch on the way, swing. Chops the slider down the first base side. Foul. It's all right. Infield back and to the right. Swing and miss. It's out 2. Splitter in the dirt. Braves down to their last strike here in the fifth. It's 1-0 Atlanta. Bottom of the fifth. Oh-2 count. Come set. Splitter way off the plate, 1-2. Pitch that he got Michael Harris on. The pitch is much closer to the zone, and it drifts off almost two-seamer action as it fades away from the left-handed batter. The 1-2 swing, hits it on the ground hard, but at first base. It's going to be a 3-1 putout, and that'll end the inning. Braves 1, Mariners nothing. The top of the order due up for Seattle when we return.
Doing? What am I doing? I'm moving sandbags 15 feet that way. That's what I'm doing.
Why?
Does it look like I know?
I said I was always that guy that sat in my living room watching you guys play in the World Series and thinking, man, I would love to be there and experience the euphoria of what it feels like. You know, I just never thought that I'd be one of those guys that got to do this, honestly. And it's really cool. I'm telling you what, it exceeded all my expectations.
It snowed 4 inches last night. Is that a lot, ladies? Or no, you need like more. That's nothing. That's like no snow. It's average? Is it average?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Sammy Sosa is one of the legendary home run hitters of the steroid era. He hit 60 home runs in 3 different seasons, but unbelievably didn't lead the league in any of those years. Every year, either Mark McGwire or Barry Bonds had more.
Small boys had admired other players. They worshipped Christy Mathewson. He was the perfect hero for his age. He seemed to have sprung from the pages of the dime baseball novels American boys now devoured. Sports writers and fans across the country called him the Christian gentleman. No one did more to improve the reputation of the baseball player, and he did it with style.
Matheson would always wait until just about 10 minutes before game time. Then he'd come in from the clubhouse across the field in a long linen duster like auto drivers wore in those days. And at every step, the crowd will yell louder and louder.
He was a commanding presence on the mound, methodically directing the rhythm and pace of each game. He could throw a ball into a tin cup at pitching range, a player remembered, and he took a scientific approach to his work, carefully cataloging his pitches.
One to nothing your score. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Chris Sale fires the first pitch high and out of the zone. It's 1-0.
am what I am. That's all what I am.
It's time for Who Am I? First pitch on the way off the 1-0 is swung on, popped up high in the sky. Olsen making the catch. F3 in your scorecard. Rosarena quickly down, 1 away. First pitch on the way to Cal Raleigh is smoked towards the right field corner. Making the diving catch is Jurickson Profar. Holy cow! Robbing Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, from extra bases. If he doesn't make that catch, it's going to rattle around there in the corner. And it's probably going to be 3 bases by the time Jurickson Profar gets up off the mat, checking to see if he trapped the ball. Didn't look like he did. What an incredible play. 2 great catches out there by Profar. Who had that on their bingo card?
Well, the jerks start calling. They're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
Kind of play plays well into our Who Am I is the first pitch on the way. We'll figure out why I said that here in a little bit. The 0-1 misses outside wide, 1-1. One count. Inside 95 miles an hour. 2-1. I played for the Seattle Mariners, the 2-1 slider up top, 2-2. Though I bounced around quite a bit, all in the American League except for one stop in Philadelphia. I had over 200 home runs and over 800 RBI. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. What a nasty slider. He's had that working all night. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead it 1-0. Chris Sale is dealing.
Tell me you white without telling me you white.
What does that mean? He means you're. It's slang. You white means you're white. Oh yeah, I'm that.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Vladimir Guerrero Sr. was a hitting machine and is of course the father of superstar Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But did you know that Vlad Sr. was almost a Dodger twice? He spent 8 months at Dodger facilities as a rookie in 1993, but they decided not to sign him. Then when Vlad was a free agent in 2004, Dodgers went after him again. In fact, the Dodgers were so close to signing Vlad that their executives were congratulating each other for seemingly closing the deal. But he signed with the Angels instead, which is the team that is on his hat in the Hall of Fame.
You could be like, I'm so sad, and somebody's like, oh, but you're beautiful. I know, I'm depressed, not ugly.
In 1905, John McGraw and his Giants won the National League pennant again, and this time, when Connie Mack's Philadelphia Athletics took the American League championship, he agreed to take them on in the World Series. His decision not to play the year before had cost his players $1,000 each, as much as 1/2 their yearly salaries. Mathewson, who had won 31 games that season, easily deceived the hitters on the Athletics in the series, pitching a record 3 shutouts in 6 days, 27 innings, and not a single run. The greatest pitching performance in World Series history. The Giants easily beat Philadelphia, 4-1. With Christy Mathewson, New York looked unbeatable.
Mathewson was the greatest pitcher who ever lived. It was wonderful to watch him pitch when he wasn't pitching against you, Connie Mack.
Pull up a chair. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back. Drake Baldwin leads us off. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way, 95 up top. No, they're going to call that a strike. It's 0-1. Swing, hammered over to first. Line drive out. L3 in your scorecard. 1 down. I was an outfielder and a designated hitter and batted from the right side. I am not Jay Buhner. As the first pitch on the way is a 4-seam fastball right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Played for the Yankees. Right there, 95, 0-2. Played for the Yankees in the 90s, but I did not get a World Series ring with them. 0-2 count. Bullpen is working alive for Seattle as the pitch splitter misses off the plate 1-2. I also played for the Oakland A's and the White Sox. Batting average above 270. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. Kim down on strikes. I was born in Puerto Rico, but I'm of Cuban descent and played high school baseball in Miami, and I have been on Seinfeld. Jay Buhner was not a bad guess, by the way. We get some correct answers in from the radio, but I'm going to wait until we get them from the YouTube side. I'm sure someone's furiously Googling right now. This is the first pitch on the way to Harris has popped up high in the sky, making the catch in left field, and that'll end the inning. If you don't get it during the break, we'll definitely give you a really good clue when we return. We go to the top of the 7th here in Braves country, hanging on to a 1-0 lead.
My mama always told me I could be whatever I wanted, so I became a problem.
Look, I done told y'all I'm Contretto. I'm country and ghetto. Okay, I might be tiny baby, but I'm mighty. I don't want to fight you, but I will if I have to. I'm crazy. I'm medicated crazy. You better try Jesus, baby. Don't try me. Don't try me.
Hey, Braves country, I'm Mac McGee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
People say that, oh, you want to be different so bad, you want to be different so bad. No, I would much rather fit in and be liked. But there's something wrong with me psychologically.
I mean, the less you have going on, the less you have to worry about. Look at me. I got nothing going on. I got nothing to worry about. Except your future.
There's nothing about baseball that calls for any sort of superhuman proportion or skill, or it at least appears that way. There's the illusion that it doesn't. As boys and girls, we grow up playing it, or we grow up playing softball. And we see the people who are playing it professionally now, and they don't look that different from us. They're not 6'8". They don't weigh 275 pounds. They're not on skates. They're not doing something that is beyond our reach. So the connection, for those of us who played it on sandlots and in schoolyards, is very easily grasped.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a strike. Four-seam fastball. Eugenio Suarez, it's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good slider. It's 0-2. He's had that working all night. I appeared on Married with Children in 2 episodes of Seinfeld, The Chaperone and The Pledge Drive. My nickname was The Bull. As the 0-2 down and away, 1-2. 1-2 count. I was arrested in 2017 after calling the police about a stolen vehicle. I did not realize I had a warrant out for my arrest for unpaid child support. Pitch on the way was swung on and missed. Strike 3, and Chris Sale, man. Is that strikeout number 9? .93-mile-an-hour fastball. This is inside. It's 1-0. 1-0 count. Pitch misses outside the zone, 2-0. Sale is at 86 pitches. He'd have to get a really quick inning here to go back out there for the 8th. The 2-0 fouled straight back to him, 1. Brian said Ed O'Neill. This is a professional baseball player. That's the one rule you have to. It's not someone who. It's not Polk County High. Football stars. The 2-1 right there on the outer edge, 2-2. Two count. Seems like everybody's in a stalemate, so I'll go ahead and give you the answer. The 2-2 swing listed into right field, down for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single here in the top of the 7th. Jobber Chamberlain was the guy that was pitching for the Yankees in Cleveland when they had all the bugs hit the field during the playoff game. Slider outside wide to start the at-bat, misses for a ball. It's 1-0. It was a 1991 All-Star, once again nicknamed the Bull. Born in Puerto Rico but of Cuban descent and played high school baseball in Miami. It's 1-0. 88-mile-an-hour changeup right there on the inner cut. It's 1-1 count. Will give you till the 7th inning stretch. He'll flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. And BA knows how to use the Google machine. He finally figured it out. It is Danny Tartable.
I am what I am. That's all what I am.
Pitch on the way is swung on and lifted high and deep into center field. Going back, making the easy catch is Harris. 2 down. That's going to be it. Snicker's going to go out and get Chris Sale. Dylan Lee's coming out of the pen. Hopefully he can keep it right there. Braves lead it by 1. We go to the break as runner at first. 2 outs here in Braves country. Mac McGee.
And we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
it is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help,
Braves Country Radio.
and it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
Join our team. We really can bat 1,000.
Mac McGee.
Who's waiting for help? There's room on our team for you.
Dylan Lee comes in. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss to Canzones. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup. Thought they may go to a pinch hitter, but I guess they're going to hold that off. Runner at first, 2 outs. The 0-1 swing lifts it into center, down for a base hit, and we got trouble aboard. Soft line drive into center. Dominic Canzone heads to first. First and second, 2 outs. I think Eli White's getting ready to possibly come into the game at the bottom of the 7th. First pitch to Lee is a slider from Lee to Rivas. The slider in the dirt. It's 1-0. Bottom of the 7th inning, we'll have the bottom of the order due up. Ozuna, Fraley, and Nacho. So if they bring a lefty in, it'll be Eli White coming to the plate. Is the 2-0 in the dirt. 2-0 count. Cunha would be available to pinch hit off the bench as the 2-0. Slider right there at the knees, 2-1. Whether or not they want to have him bat is another thing. They may want a complete night of him just clearing his mind. The 2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2, slider up top. Chris Sale says joining the Braves at home is 11-1 with a 2.24 ERA. He's eligible for the win if we can hold it right here. 1-0 your score. He struck out 9 tonight on 92 pitches. The 2-2 in the dirt. Full count. Little surprised that they pulled him, but it must be a hard pitch count that they were going at because there was a left-hander coming to the plate. Chris Sale was dealing, and the idea that you would pull him there is a little bit of a head-scratcher. I think you would have allowed him to get out of the jam. The payoff pitch, swing, rips it up the middle. That'll tie the game. Soft roller towards the outfield, and we got snickered again. The game's tied. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, and Chris Sale's chance at a win goes by the wayside. They might have to wait until we get a new captain before they try to extend Chris Sale. He might be like, I'm not coming back. That bozo's going to pull me when I'm pitching an absolute gem. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Not a hard hit ball, but hit them where they ain't. The Braves were playing an over shift on that play. With normal defense, that's going to be an easy play for Kim. He can either go to second or first on that, but they get an overshift, and Ozzie had a long way to go to get to that. Slider on the way to Ford is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Slider. Pulled the string on that one, 0-2. I really don't get it. I can't imagine. This wasn't his first time back, so, I mean, 92 pitches. He could have been able to face at least one more hitter there. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. Too little too late. The game is tied, and Sale was not get the win tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All right.
Welcome back. I know he doesn't care anymore if they win or lose, but those stats still matter for guys like Chris Sale trying to get in the Hall of Fame. That was an inexcusable pull at that spot in the game. But we'll move on. Game is tied 1-1. Nothing we can do can bring it back. So we start over here, bottom of the 7th. First pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is a sinker off the plate. It's 1-0. 1-0, 96. Up top for a strike, it's 1-1. 1-1 count. Brings it. Slider off the plate, ball 2, 2-1. Braves 1, Seattle 1. Hanger up top. 2-2. The 2-2. Outside wide, full count, slider just misses. Ozuna, batting just .227 now. The pitch on the way, slices a foul. You talk about someone who's had a slump. My word. Marcell Ozuna. Feels like it was just yesterday he was flirting with 300. He's batting .227. The 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, blew it right by him. That'll 1 down. One up, 1 down. Jake Fraley, the batter, will take 96 inside for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, chops it over to first. Bounces off the glove. He's having a hard time, and Jake Fraley's going to beat it out. That's what a little hustle will do, baby. Good hustle by Fraley. It'll most likely be an E3. Suarez over there playing first base now. He's a third baseman, but still a play he should have made. Your third baseman is now J.P. Crawford. First pitch to Nacho Alvarez is up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Slider right there on the outer edge, 0-2. Brash, the right-hander. He's got good stuff. That slider's really difficult to pick up. Right-handed bats. 0-2 count, 1 down. The left-handed bat of of Jurickson Profar stands on base. The 0-2, swing, hits it up the middle, but it's going to be a 6-4-3 inning-ending, rally-killing double play. We'll head to the 8th inning here in Braves country, tied up at 1.
106 miles from Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
It's happy hour.
When wins become losses and losses become wins.
You guys going to happy hour? Yeah? Yeah, I'll come for a couple. Just a couple, though. Not like last time.
When buying a beer, don't make this mistake. Buying only one beer can cause a misalignment in your spine due to the uneven weight distribution. This can cause unnecessary back pain and potential spine issues. To prevent this, Carry 2 beers, ensuring your body is balanced and proper health maintained.
Okay. Get it!
Afternoon, everybody. Put my pants on, one leg at a time. Guess what? I got a fever, and the only prescription is for...
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News.
You're in Braves country.
Everybody drink a beer. Salute.
They're making it laws where you can't drink when you want to. Pretty soon we're going to be communist country.
Yeah. For me and the Lord, you gotta understand it. We're on a mission from God.
If you want to stop me, you're gonna have to kill me!
Welcome back. 1-1 your score. Top of the 8th we go. First pitch on the way from the new pitcher, right-handed Tyler Kinley. Is a four-seamer up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 94. Four-seamer. Misses high. 1-1. Tyler Kinley, 6'4", 220-pounder. Out of Plantation, Florida. Drafted by the Marlins back in 2013. The 1-1 slider misses. It's 2-1. Two-1 count. Swing, pops it up. Let's stay in play. Olsen giving chase over by the first base dugout. He'll make the catch. One away. Cal Raleigh with his 51 home runs will step to the plate. 1-1 your score. Just joining us, Chris Sale pitched another gem. First pitch on the way is a slider down and in. It's 1-0. Swing, pops it up. Back out of play, 1-1. Pulling him early like that, see, one of the things you got to look at when he's trying to chase down a Hall of Fame career is that he's going to want to finish on the north side of 200 wins. Nowadays, 300 is not gettable for starting pitchers. 1-1 misses high, 2. Every win you can put in your column counts towards you going to the Hall of Fame. And most of his other numbers are going to start leaning towards that, him being a shoe-in at some point. May not be a first ballot, but he should be on that way. But you take him out of games like that, the 2-1 pops it up high into center field. Camping underneath it is Harris for out number 2. He still has 4, maybe even 5 seasons left to get that 200 win mark, but it's games like this that you want that win if you're him. He lost a lot of his career because of injury. Julio Rodriguez, the batter, first pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at the slider. It's 0-1. Swing, chops it foul. It's 0-2. Kinley here in the 8th inning. You think about what this bullpen could be next year if a guy like Kinley is your 6th inning guy, 7th inning guy. He's the 8th inning guy now, not out of necessity, but it's not how you would build your bullpen for next year. I think he's done a remarkable job as the 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. One-two count. Brings it in the dirt, 2-2. Kinley, 12 pitches in, 2 outs. The 2-2. Knocks it back foul, will do it again. Standing on deck is Suarez. The Braves will have the top of the order due up in the 8th. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, laces it towards left, drifting back, making the catch, backpedaling is Profar just before the warning track, and that'll end the inning. They go down 1-2-3. Another good outing by Tyler Kinley. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You know, it's a song that justifies drinking any time of the day. But, you know, you just say it's 5 o'clock and it's okay, right? But it only works for drinking. You know, you can't show up late for work and be like, hey, 9 o'clock somewhere.
Imagine thinking I'm a hoe and you still can't get with me.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Wade Boggs was one of the greatest contact hitters to ever play the game. He was also known as a guy who had some weird superstitions. He would field precisely 150 ground balls before games, he would start his batting practice at 5:17 p.m., and he would run sprints at 7:17 p.m. Additionally, he would write the Hebrew word chai, which means life, in the batter's box before every at-bat, even though Boggs isn't Jewish.
I just stopped in for a little drink to settle my nerves before I go to work. What sort of work do you do? I'm an airline pilot. I was on a flight from New York to LA a couple weeks ago, and the plane lost an engine. Oh, don't worry, it'll turn up. There's a lot of pressure being applied. It's quite a sobering thought to realize that there are hundreds of people on my plane, all depending on me.
If you don't like me, just say that. Okay, I don't like you. Why would you say that? It's so mean.
These are the saddest of possible words. Tinker to Evers to Chance. Trio of bear cubs and fleeter than birds. Tinker to Evers to Chance. Thoughtlessly pricking our gonfalon bubble. Making a giant hit into a double. Words that are weighty with nothing but trouble. Tinker to Evers to Chance.
Well, I'm of the school that believes that we know the names Tinker, Evers, and Chance more because they fit the metric requirements of Franklin P. Adams' poem. Evers was a great ball player. Tinker was a damn good shortstop. And Chance could hit well. But if you look at their record, they didn't make any more double plays than anybody else in the league at the time. They just sounded awfully good.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Jerks and Profar is right there for a strike. Sinker from the new pitcher, Gabe Spire. It's 0-1. The 0-1. 95 inside, spins him around, 1-0. One count. Swing! That ball's going to get roasted through the infield. Down for a base hit. Profar's taking a long turn. He's heading to second base. It'll be a leadoff double by the Jerk Store, baby. What a game he has had. How about it?
Well, the Jerk Store, Cole, they're running out of you. It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience.
Runner at second, nobody out. First pitch on the way, 95 miles an hour. Right there for a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. 84 just misses outside one. Braves and Mariners tomorrow night, 7:15 first pitch. We'll have it right here. 1-1 count. Swing, slaps it up the middle. It's going to bang off the pitcher's mound high into the sky. Here comes the throw to home plate. Jurickson Profar will score. That ball was scalded by the Ice House. An RBI single. It's 2-1.
This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
An absolute rocket. I don't know if they're able to knock it down or not, but any chance they had of it went out the door when it went smoking off the top of the mound, bouncing over the outfield into the first pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. Swung on. That ball's lifted high and deep down the right field line. Giving chase is Carzone. He will not make the catch. The ball bangs off the wall. Here comes Olsen around to score, and your Atlanta Braves with an RBI triple from Ozzie Albies, taking a 2-run lead. I thought that might get out. Misplayed by Carzone. He made a great catch earlier today, but that one he overran. He looked down to see where the wall was, and when he went to look up, the ball went sailing past his left shoulder. First pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin is a sinker at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Hammers it foul down the left field line. It's 0-2. Infield is in. Braves lead it 3-1. Two across here in the 8th inning. Hard hit balls. The 0-2 swing. Hits it up the middle, and the drawn in infield will lead to a fourth and important run as the Braves take a 3-0 lead from the Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Four to 1 your score now. Some important insurance and some breathing room. As the southpaw, Gabe Spire, came into this game, he had a very respectable 2.91 ERA in 52 innings, but all three of these hits have been absolute rockets. Four of these hits, all four of the hits have been rockets. Even the one that led it off by Profar, he was able to turn that into a double because it was hit so deep into the gap. A lightly hit ball, they're going to cut it off and keep him at first. Wilson, the manager's going to come out there and talk to him. Dan Wilson, he'll get the ball. They were just buying some time because the bullpen was not ready. We'll be back in a flash. Pitching change here in Braves country. The good guys 4-1. On this date in 1918 at Comiskey Park in Chicago, Illinois, Red Sox southpaw Babe Ruth, 6 hits, the Chicago Cubs in the World Series opening game 1-0. The Fall Classic, which started earlier than usual due to World War I, is played at the White Sox home field rather than Weigman Park, renamed Wrigley in 1926 due to the larger seating capacity. On this date in 1969, Tom Seaver becomes the first pitcher in franchise history to win 20 games in one season. The New York Mets beat the Philadelphia Phillies at Shea Stadium 5-1. Tom Terrific, who will finish the season with a 25-7 record for the eventual world champs, tosses a 5-hit complete game to reach the milestone. And on this date in 1989, primetime Deion Sanders, the 5th player selected overall in the 1989 NFL Draft, hits a home run for the New York Yankees as the Bronx Bombers rout the Mariners at the Kingdome 12-2. 5 days later, in his NFL debut with the Falcons, the rookie returns a punt for 68 yards and a touchdown, becoming the only player in the history of the National Football League and Major League Baseball to both score a touchdown and hit a home run in the same calendar week. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. This has to make Chris Sale sick. Took him out of the game like that. Lost him the W. And now 4-1 your score. Carlos Vargas. First pitch on the way is 98 at the knees. It's 0-1. That's why it truly is the most random stat in sport. The 0-1. Inside, did he go around? He did. It's 0-2. Talk about arbitrary numbers. The win is like, nowadays it's not a definitive showing of how good a player is, a pitcher is. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kim down on strikes. 1 away. The new pitcher for the Marlins, Vargas, Carlos Vargas. 210-pounder, 6'4" out of the DR, 25-year-old. 98-mile-an-hour sinker off the plate to Michael Harris II, who's 0 for 3. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing, just got a piece of it, chased it off the plate. 1-1. That pitch was 3-4 inches off the plate. So 1-1 count. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Change up in the dirt, 1-2. I mean, he is not having a good at bat here. He is swinging at things that aren't even close to the zone. 1-2 count. Braves lead it 4-1. Vargas looks in. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I mean, you talk about a mismatch. Oof. 2 down. I don't know if he didn't have video on him or what the deal is. He didn't look like he had any clue what was going on. Harris like, good riddance. I hope you don't come back this weekend. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts. First pitch is a sinker. Down and away, it's 1-0. 1-0. Swing, slaps it down the right field line. That is a fair ball. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes the runners. They will stop at second and third. Freddie thought about sending Drake, but I don't think there's any way he's going to come around to score. But the Big Zoo finally with the big hit. It's been a long time since we rock and rolled. Runners at second and third and 2 outs. Good piece of hitting there by the Zoo. That'll bring Jake Fraley to the plate, who's 0 for 3. First pitch swinging, chops it over to third, and that's going to be a 5-3 put out, and that'll end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put 3 on the board. It's 4-1 here in Braves country.
It's $5.
Oh, I'm not homeless. I'm a teacher.
It's $10.
In baseball, with so many stats, often players are overlooked or fall off the radar. Here's the career of Paul Molitor. First off, he could play multiple different positions. Over the course of his career, he played every position but pitcher and catcher. In 29 career postseason games, he batted .368, which included a .418 average in the World Series. Let's also not forget his 5 hits in Game 1 of the 1982 World Series, which still remains a record. Do it with his bat, he also did it with his legs. He reached double digits in stolen bases in every year of his career but his last. He always put the ball in play. Not once in his career did he strike out 100 times. His .326 batting average on balls in play was 40 points higher than the average player during his playing career, which made him even more of a threat. His 75.7 WAR is the highest among designated hitters. Even though he played 1,174 games as a designated hitter, he still had a huge impact on the game even when he wasn't playing the field. Most people forget he has the 5th best hitting streak of all time. His 39-game hitting streak in 1987 remains the longest since Pete Rose's 44-game hitting streak in 1978. His 3,319 hits rank him 11th all time. He is one of 5 players in MLB history with at least 3,000 hits, a .300 career batting average, and 500 stolen bases. So it's hats off to you, Paul Molitor, for one of the greatest careers that we just don't talk about enough.
I want you. I want to get to know you. I like you. No, you don't! You just want to touch my private parts! This is not a petting zoo!
Ball players have to be able to cope with defeat more constantly than anyone else. It isn't just that they lose 4 times out of 6, it's they have to play again tomorrow. And if they lose tomorrow, that's 2 in a row. In a week, you can lose 7 in a row. A losing streak can mount up on you so much faster than a winning streak that it's a kind of terror that grips a team. It's like the spooky music that runs under baseball.
Raisel Iglesias on. First pitch on the way is a sinker down and away. It's 1-0. Suarez 0 for 3. Line out 2 strikeouts. 1-0 swing, pops it back foul. Over towards the first base side. Olsen gives chase, but it's going to slap. On top of the dugout, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. 95 up top, 2-2. 1-2, excuse me. The 1-2. Pops that one back foul, 97. Out of play. We'll do it again. Braves lead it 4-1. Top of the 9th. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Change up over the top. Strike 3. Yak 'em. 1 down. Tyler Kinley, if this score holds, will get the win. Spire will get the loss. But what will get lost in translation in this game is the outstanding effort Chris Sale put out there. 6 2/3, 9 strikeouts. First pitch on the way is a 97-mile-an-hour heater. Right there, top shelf, it's 0-1. Right now, Chris Sale gets at least half the game ball, that's for sure. The 0-1. Pops it back foul. It's 0-2. Count. The college football fans, Maryland's struggling with Northern Illinois. In the third, they're up by 4. And Louisville's tied with James Madison in the third. Pitch on the way is in the dirt. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Brings it, swing, lifts it. High and deep into left center field. Going back on the track. Making the running catch at the wall is Jurickson Profar. Another great play. 2 down. Think you know where I'm going for the other half of the game ball. That man has had himself a defensive gem of a game, and he's 2 for 4. It really is dumbfounding. Some of the defensive plays we saw him make when he first got here. I don't know if it was nerves or what, but he made some goofy plays out there, and now he's out there looking like a Gold Glove candidate for next year. First pitch to Young with 2 outs is a changeup right there on the edge. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 fouls it down the line. It's 0-2. Cole Young coming on to pinch hit for Garver, the designated hitter. Seattle's down to their last strike, the 0-2. 98 miles an hour, just misses. 1-2. So a 1-2 count. See if we can get a better view if we sneak in here. Pitch on the way. Swing! That ball's line drive into the glove of Matt Olson. And that's it. The final out. Braves win. Braves win. Your Atlanta Braves win. Whiskey for my men. Beer for my horses. Raisel Iglesias with the save, his 24th of the year. I don't know why they're showing Dylan Lee as the winning pitcher. It'll be Tyler Kenley. They have it as a misread on the Braves screen. Tyler Kenley will get the win. Spear with the loss. They quickly took it off, so whoever knuckleheads running there. I swear, can they hire someone to work in their booth that knows the game of baseball? That's all we ask. Game ball? I think it's pretty simple. We give half of it to Chris Sale. 6 2/3, 9 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Not his fault that he was pulled in a bad situation. Bad job by the skipper. And the other half has got to go to Jurickson Profar. He made 3 very good, 2 great defensive gems out there in the left field. And he went 2 for 4, scored 2 runs, and scored in 2 doubles. And your Atlanta Braves win the game 1 of this series 4-1. We'll look to win the series tomorrow night. Oh yeah, baby. Same bat time, same bat channel. 7:15 first pitch, and it's ball drop, gum drop day. We'll see you next time.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any. It brings you back.
To the ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's closing time, y'all. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Have a great one. On your way out, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to tip your favorite bartender. We'll see you. I'm Mac McGee, signing off for Braves Country Radio.